Imagine a physical zipper, 1,200 kilometers long, suddenly tearing open all at once. To put that distance into perspective, it's equivalent to drawing a continuous line across Europe from Frankfurt to Barcelona. Now, imagine that same line on the Indian Ocean floor, forming a massive boundary off the coast of Sumatra. On December 26, 2004, this tectonic zipper ripped open. The rock failed, releasing centuries of trapped tension in a single violent burst. This rupture unleashed a level of energy that would eventually reach every corner of the globe. The India plate had been wedging underneath the Burma microplate for centuries. The crust was locked together, building immense frictional pressure. When it finally snapped, the tear wasn't instantaneous. It took a full 10 minutes for the rupture to travel down that 1,200-kilometer fault. How do we even begin to quantify a 10-minute planetary snap of that magnitude? This document calculates the forces involved. It shows the energy pumped into the seafloor was equivalent to detonating nearly 40,000 Hiroshima atomic bombs, all at the exact same time. That explosive upward thrust immediately displaced billions of tons of seawater. The geological energy of the Earth's crust transferred directly into the ocean above it. By releasing centuries of stored tectonic pressure in just 10 minutes, the Earth turned a deep-sea friction point into a weapon of global proportions. The sheer force of that release made the entire Earth ring and vibrate, much like a struck bell. Shockwaves rippled through the crust, causing the ground to physically move up and down by as much as a centimeter globally. Instruments recorded a 3-millimeter vertical shift as far away as Oklahoma. Abruptly moving that colossal mass of rock and water actually shifted the physical distribution of Earth's overall mass. Astronomers measured the results. The Earth's axis physically tilted. Our planet's rotation actually sped up, literally shortening the length of a day by a fraction of a millisecond. Every person alive was riding on a trembling top, completely exposed to the side effects of a planetary wobble. Out in the ocean, gravity pulled that massive dome of displaced water back down, radiating energy outward across the Indian Ocean in the form of a tsunami. Across deep water, these waves traveled at over 800 kilometers per hour. That is the cruising speed of a commercial jet or a bullet train. The surrounding coastlines were exceptionally vulnerable. There hadn't been a major earthquake in this specific region in over 140 years. With zero historical memory of such an event, there was absolutely no early warning infrastructure in place. When those waves finally struck a dozen different countries, the human toll was devastating, resulting in over 220,000 fatalities. The raw physical destruction wiped out entire coastal towns, flattening infrastructure and displacing over 1.5 million people from their homes. The geological event itself was entirely unstoppable, but the scale of the death toll came down to a fatal gap in human communication. Millions of people were left completely unaware of what was coming. The scale of the 2004 disaster forced a worldwide reckoning regarding how we monitor the oceans. The international community launched a massive humanitarian response, pledging $14 billion to aid survivors and begin the monumental task of reconstruction. This monitor displays a map showing exactly where a wave is heading and where its energy is most dangerous. It represents a global shift toward monitoring the ocean through a synchronized network of over 1,400 warning stations. Because of this network, warning times that simply did not exist in 2004 have been slashed down to mere minutes after a wave forms. We see the results of long-term recovery in Banda Aceh, a city near the epicenter that completely rebuilt its communities over the last 20 years. We can't stop the Earth's crust from tearing open, but this tragedy forced us to connect our coastlines, ensuring that the next time the Earth shifts, we'll be ready to hear it coming.